I'm just going to share with you what our garden is completed. It's being planted. So I'm just going to share with you what's in our garden. So, and then you can check back and see as it grows this season. So first we have, this is some garlic and onions right here. Then we have 3.5 rows of potatoes. And you can see me cutting the seed potatoes before we planted them. And like I mentioned on that video, when you plant seed potatoes, make sure the eye of the potato is pointing up in the dirt. And then you cover them, of course. And then we have half a row of potatoes here and some more cucumbers for pickles. And of course here are our onions. You can see them. They've been in the ground the longest. So that's why they're already, we are already eating some of them as green onions. And in those 2 mounds and then also, well, first I'll just tell you those 2 mounds are watermelon in the middle. And now the reason that the onions look different is because once they grow to probably about like this, then what we do is we cut the greens off. And then you can eat them, you can use them. We just cut them off this year though and not use them because we have so many onions. But what that does is it helps make the bulb of the onion grow bigger. So we like to have pretty big onions because we like to chop them up and then we freeze them at the end of the season so we have all that for the winter. So this just helps them get bigger. So then that way they don't go to seed right away. So that's why they look like that. And now over here we have peas and pole beans down there. And carrots. Look at the little baby carrots. Right here's the carrots. It's just starting to come up of the carrots. And then we have our cabbage, broccoli. See, it's already broccoli. We're going to come and cut this broccoli probably tomorrow. It's starting to get ready to pick. The kale, I think we're going to pick some of the kale to have actually tonight for dinner. This is kale. That's a little bit of lettuce in the front. Kale, back there is dill. So we don't really need to use that yet. Okay, and then after the dill, in the back there are some sweet potatoes. So those you can't get until about this time of the year here in Iowa. So because they are kind of warmer weather. So over here now we have some squash. And so here's some squash we've planted. I think it was yellow we planted this year. And also some more carrots. Now these were just seeds, so that's why you don't see anything yet. And then of course here are our tomatoes. Lots of tomatoes, lots of varieties. We like heirloom tomatoes mostly. So this is red, yellow, purple, pink, striped, orange, black, purple, all those kinds of good tomatoes. Big tomatoes, little tomatoes. We do the variety. So here we have peppers. Not really hot peppers this year. We just did green peppers. We might have done one jalapeno, a couple jalapenos. Nothing too spicy though. And then let's look here. So that's all peppers, peppers, peppers. Okay, so over here, this whole section of the garden is fall stuff. So pumpkins, gourds, Indian corn, that's all for decorating, right? All for decorating fall. This is my favorite part of the garden because I like decorating for fall. I love fall. So this is going to really get, oh, and you know what I forgot over there was some more sweet corn we planted. 2 more rows of sweet corn. In our front garden, when we planted that was kind of like our corn, cucumbers, beans, flowers, things like that. We'll show that to you in a second. But here we wanted to do some more corn, so we put some more over here too. So we could just have a little bit in both gardens. But now we will walk across the yard to the front, and I will show you the other garden. Okay, so here we're in the front garden, and you can see this was planted, of course, earlier, because look, the corn is already coming up. So here we have a silver queen, and then on that part of the corn is ambrosia. They're just 2 different types of corn. in the middle right here, this looks different because this is sunflowers. So we put a row of sunflowers in between the two things of corn. And over here, more corn, 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 corn. Now over here, cucumbers are coming up really nicely. So we did, remember I said we did do some more cucumbers because we really love cucumbers and pickles. So we wanted to make sure we have a lot of those. And green beans, top crop and half runner green beans. So we had pole beans in the back. They're green beans too, but they grow up. That's why they were on the panels. That's why they're called pole beans. These are more like a bush, kind of like, you know, not, they don't grow up, but you bend down and get them. So, okay, so there was 3 rows of that. And some of them have not come up yet, but 1 row did. And then of course here's just our flowers. The girls wanted to plant flowers, so they did the flowers in the front of the garden to make it look pretty. And yeah, so these are our gardens. Just check back to see as they grow during the season, and you'll see all the wonderful things. We will give you any tips and tidbits that help us, that have always helped us and that we've always followed throughout our gardening experience, and to get the best vegetables that we can get, and then we can share the blessings with other people. So have a blessed night. Thank you for watching. Bye.